Okay, it says I'm live. Hi, Joan. Hi, Terry. So, yeah, thanks you guys for coming. We'll give it a few minutes, let some people come in. If you're watching on YouTube, just scrub forward until you see something start happening. I thought I'd work on the Halloween ATCs today, but I don't know if they're actually the ones that I'll send out. We'll just see. Yeah, we'll just see. So, another thing, and I'll try and mention it a couple times, is my internet has been cuckoo this morning. Hi, Sharon. Yeah, it's been just cuckoo this morning. I was buffering a lot, and then it went out for like 5 or 10 minutes. But on my computer, it was showing I had good internet and I was connected. Hi, Keeks. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But if I go off, I may be just frustrated enough to say, you know what? It's just not my day. But we'll just see. We'll just see. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. It's been pretty good. Hi, Christina. Hi, Bossy Butt. Hi, Dorothy. Yeah, we'll just see. Since Dee Dee ended, it's been fairly good. So who knows? Hi, Zippity. Yep, and I'm not responsible for what my face does when you talk. And Kat may not be here for a while. She has to go pick up her computer. I hope they fix it because that has been a pain for her for the longest time. So I hope they can figure it out. And I think it's just an overheating issue, but yeah, I don't know. You know what? In this day and age, it's getting where everything is disposable. Hi, Linda and Tim. Give Tim a hug for me. Yeah, like Robert broke the weed eater. I didn't even look for any place to take it to get it fixed or anything or repair part. I just ordered a new one. I just screw it, just get a new one. So, yep, everything's disposable. That's sad, but yeah. Devin's nickname from Zippity, D-Rex. So yeah, I just figured I'll work on some ATCs. And at Dee Dee's this morning, we decided that somebody asked about doing a hashtag, which we didn't do for the last one, but we decided to do a hashtag, and it's hashtag Halloween ATC 2026, no spaces. So, hi, Marilyn. And somebody at Dee Dee's asked me about how to use hashtags. Just type in exactly what I said. Let me see. I'll post a comment so you guys can see it. Hashtag Halloween ATC 2026. And I don't think it matters if you use caps, lowercase, you're going to get there. Hey, Starla. Don't feel like chatting. That's all good, Starla. You just take care of you. But anyway, if you attach that hashtag to anything you post, really anywhere on the internet, if I wanted to go look for whatever's out there that has to do with that hashtag, I would just put in the search line that hashtag Halloween ATC 2026, and you'll get everything that has that hashtag assigned to it. And we've learned in the past that other people may have already used that hashtag, so you may get stuff that isn't necessarily about our ATC swap. So yeah, and if you have any questions about the swap, go to Dee Dee's post page, and she said she would update it and add the hashtag and all that. So yeah, if you have any questions, never made an ATC, hashtag never made an ATC. Zippity, do you understand? Well, you're going to see me doing it. So yeah, there aren't any postings. Okay, Devin just must have gone and checked. So it was Joanne that was asking. So I told her to go back and alter her post that she put on IG, and she said she couldn't figure it out. So I'll just wait till Joanne. I might repeat that again. So other than that, yeah, not much going on around here. It's hot, you guys. This heat is continuing, and I'm about ready to, yeah, I'm going to lose it. We've had, I can't even tell you how many days over 100. Hi, Dee Dee. Thank you, Devin. Posted Dee Dee's post tag, so all the instructions are over there, the size, the dates. If you need my address to send them to, I'll put my email in the chat. And don't forget the dot after the M to get my address. So, buffering. Oh my God, Dee Dee, not you too. This morning I was so frustrated at Dee Dee. Not at Dee Dee, at Dee Dee's stream. Oh, Joanne, I just told everybody about using hashtags. Just use that hashtag that I put in at Dee Dee's, attach it to your post, and then when you search for it, everybody's will come up. So when I post mine, I'll try and remember. And Terry, somebody told you at Dee Dee's this morning to post yours before you mail them. That would be a great idea. And use the hashtag. Hi, Belinda. So yeah, otherwise I haven't been up too much. Pretty quiet weekend. Dee Dee, I did want to show you something. I'm going to do that first before I forget. But we talked about making a print of that Zentangle 50-day challenge that I did. And so I tried using the photo that we had improved, right? It came out horrible, but I threw it away, the part that came out horrible. It was coming out absolutely completely black. It was ridiculous. So it would, but I'm not undoing them now. Okay, they'll wait until they get here. That's good. Just thought I'd harass you a little bit. Anyway, so I just used the original and made a copy. And look at the print, Dee Dee. The print came out really caca. So you're either going to have to walk me through it, but your pics will show up there, Joanne. Yes, if you use that hashtag. So I don't know. You're going to have to walk me through making these prints. Now, I didn't buy the glossy print paper that you did. I bought the matte. I don't think that would make a difference. It's my printer. It would be a really crappy day if I didn't harass you. So I made one on washi that I can use for washi tape. And then this is the print. And I have to say, I'm less than thrilled with it. Just saying. I don't want you to make a print from you don't have to mail me all this stuff, Dee Dee. God, you're going to have to go collect more aluminum if you keep doing this. But yeah, sending it from my phone, that was unbelievably bad. All it did was want to print the black or something. I don't know. Okay, Joanne, if you have any questions, just leave a message on just to show me. Okay. I'll appreciate that, Dee Dee. But I have to say, I was a little bit frustrated because even if I used the original and just made a copy, it should come out better than that. I don't know. So, yeah. Anyway, and since I saw you last, I did get my Jimmy cards back from Dee Dee, which made me very, very happy. They were out in the mail for a long time. So I was very nervous. Try photo paper. I do have photo paper. I could try that. I bought the kind you sent me the link for, Dee Dee. Anyway, I'm not going to argue about that. And then Dee Dee was good enough to send me the little fish and the truck that's for Robert because he likes old-timey trucks. Hi, CB. I did try the washi paper, Dee Dee. This is the washi paper. It's caca. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you, Dee Dee, for returning Jimmy and for my little fish. And I got a fish book coming from Dee Dee. And I have to say, I went out and looked at the other books in that series by that same publisher, Dee Dee, or that same author. There's some really good ones. I might have to order at least the cat one. But yeah, I don't want to order all of them. There's a bunch of them and they're about $10 a piece. So yeah, I'm excited to get that. And I'm expecting a Amazon delivery here shortly, which is really just a weed eater. But I did order something I was going to use for my ATCs. But then I thought, no, I'll find something else because I was out of ideas. And I did order, we were working on the monkey journal. And I can't remember what. You guys are going to have to remind me. I didn't get the monkey journal out, but I ordered some emojis to get the little poop emoji. And then, of course, Amazon's so good about feeding you more stuff. And so I went ahead and ordered all the other poop emojis too. So I must have 1,000 now. But what was I going to do with the poop emoji? That's what I don't understand is why did I order all these poop emojis? I'll use them because they tend to go with the flow around here. But was I going to put that in the monkey journal? Y'all need to tell me. And if I have to, I'll go get the monkey journal. I have done nothing in it since I showed it to you guys. If anybody will remember, it'll be Devin, I think. You want me to go get them? I'll go get the monkey journal real quick. And if there's something I need to do, we'll go ahead and do it right now. Hang on. I have to move the monkey journal out of my room because it's so dang big. It takes up too much space. So, yeah. Sharon's saying, yes, it is in the monkey journal. Anyone I missed? I don't. Yes, it was go on the monkey poop on your coloring page, on my coloring page. There's a bunch of monkey stamps. All right, I might have to pull the camera out. Oh, right there. I could have just looked. You just reposted? Okay. Somebody can go check for it. I think I'm going to use the small poop emoji because this has, look at these stickers, and they were like $5 or something. They were really cheap. I think I'll use that one. But look at, you get like every emoji that's on your phone screen. Look at the monkey. He'll have to go in here. Monkey no see. But yeah, if you like emojis, you can buy stickers of all the emojis. The banana probably will end up in here too. There's another monkey. So yeah, you get a lot, I have to say. So, hi Joyce. Putting them back in their package. I'm adulting. I probably won't keep the packaging, but for now. All right, I'm going to have to fussy cut that real quick. Let me get my little fussy cutters out. Where are they? I had them out yesterday. I think there's some. All right. They're kind of vinyl-y. But who knows where all those poop emojis will show up now. Chances are very good they'll end up in some happy mail. So if you get a poop emoji from me, just know. And I'm a terrible fussy cutter, so just bear with me. I hate fussy cutting, but they have a white border, and I can't stand the white border. I understand why they do it, because registering the dye with the printed image is so time consuming that they can offer this stuff for practically free if they leave you a white border. So I get why they do it, but I wish they wouldn't. I wish the printer would take time to just register the press right, for God's sakes. How hard is that? And otherwise, other than complaining about the heat around here, which is brutal, and we need rain. Oh my gosh, do we need rain? Everything is just burning up, and I am pouring water to this yard, and it's still burning in spots. So and I think I got most of it, but anything that I missed is going to stick out like a sore thumb. This is going to be so funny. Here's a little poop emoji. I got to color in that one little area. Let me see if a Prismacolor will do that. No, I'm going to have to use something else. Probably alcohol marker, but I'll find that later. Are you getting a lot of rain, Missy? Man, I would love some rain. Yeah, 9 p.m., still 97. See, and I'm running the air conditioning, well, obviously in the house, but even out in the breezeway, I'm running it nonstop. So, yeah. So, I like my monkey page. This is my circus, and these are my monkeys. But this journal is way big. Oh my gosh, is this thing big? hadn't put the monkeys in when I showed you guys this page, right? I went ahead and fussy cut them out, and yeah, now they're in the tree with the monkey's disgrace poem. And I don't know what I'm going to work on next in that. I have no plans as of now. Yeah. Look at Devin, poop, ha ha ha, poop, ha ha ha. All right, in the last couple weeks, I've been forgetting to read out of the dictionary of sarcasm, so I need to do that today. And this book was from Keeks, so again, thank you, Keeks. I very much appreciate it. I like the monkeys in the tree too. I think this is where we stopped. So, Coca-Cola, a soft drink whose makers are apparently morally obligated to dream up a new version of the same sugar, water, and caffeine they have always sold every 8 weeks until the end of time. That's true. I don't drink pop, so I don't know anything about it. Cockroach, any of a type of flat-bodied insects that are included as part of your rental agreement. Yeah, probably in apartments. You're going to have them. It's over 100 there. It's a pity. Right now, it's only 83 here, but we did have a little rain last night, just enough to keep it cool. And it's a little overcast. Cocktail, a word that contains a certain appeal in and of itself, as in the designation of a mixed alcohol beverage, as well as inviting fairly positive connotations when preceded by the word shrimp. Shrimp cocktail. Yet, amazingly, the term can easily be rendered utterly repugnant by simply putting the word fruit in front of it. Fruit cocktail, isn't that the truth? Coffee, a laxative that you can buy in the same places that sell croissants. The Colosseum, a hugely significant feat of Roman architecture built between 70 and 72 AD and supervised by the emperors Vespasian and Titus. In keeping with its impressive history, the term Colosseum is now used to generically designate any large area in which one might witness a monster truck challenge or a reunion concert by some band whose members you thought were already dead. College. Oh, this ought to be good. A way for parents who cannot tell their children how they really feel to spend upward of $100,000 to get them out of the house. Most parents are willing to do this, even though the return on investment is nil, since their no-talent offspring spent 4 years studying nothing more than Jägermeister and wet t-shirt contests. Meanwhile, young people from other countries, while they actually value education, send their children over to get straight A's. These industrious, hardworking immigrants get all the good jobs while their hungover American counterparts are using their BA in business management to keep their owner operated Orange Julius franchise out of the red. Boy, if that isn't true. Let's read more. Coloring book, because we all love coloring books. An interim parenting tool used to shut children up, and adults now, just after a meal and just before numbing them out with a television. Comedian, an opinionated loudmouth whom we so fear getting cornered by at a party that we will shell out a cover charge and 2-drink minimum just to ensure that they remain behind a microphone at a safe distance from us all at all times. Commanding officer, a person who is authorized to make a bunch of wrong-headed decisions on your behalf. Well, you could say that about politicians. You could say that about a lot of things. 10 Commandments, a list of suggestions for proper living delivered to Moses by God, which first introduced the rather enticing concepts of coveting your neighbor's wife and bearing false witness against your neighbor. 2 particularly satisfying things made all the more alluring when one is commanded not to do them. See, that's my problem. If you tell me don't do something, then to me it becomes a dare. Commitment, the act of binding oneself to a specific path, usually as regards a relationship with a romantic partner. Consignment to a mental health facility. There may be no difference between 1 and 2. So there you go. Be careful of those commitments. And next time I remember the book, we'll do it again, because that's how we are around here. All right, and what else? I showed you that. I think that was everything. I think. Hang on just a second. All right, I'm going to run down real quick and try and help Robert with his computer. I'll be right back. Give me a minute. Okay, hopefully that will work. But if he's having a bad day, I don't know. I may have to end up early. He's not understanding things very well. So anyway, I thought I went ahead and cut some ATCs out of watercolor paper, and I did it on cold press first. And then I thought, oh man, steps don't work that great on cold press watercolor, but I'm going to try. And just in case, I went ahead and cut some hot press too. I don't have very much hot press paper. So I decided I would start out, and I don't have like a regular house mouse Halloween. So I'm going to try and cobble together some. And if I don't like them, I'll start over, because I ordered some cool transfers that should be here today with my Amazon order, and they're late. But they were so nice, because when I checked on the order, they said it's out for delivery and we're sorry for the delay. Supposed to be here by 11. Whatever. I'm just glad they delivered to my house. I'm not complaining. I'm just so glad they delivered to my house. All right. I think this is a good juicy ink pad. And along with the house mouse, I'm going to use, and I pulled the whole drawer. The other day when I was showing you my stamp catalog, this is like the whole drawer. And these are all the Halloween stamps I have. I don't have a huge number of Halloween stamps, and I don't know how these are going to work with the house mouse. So we're just going to wing it and see what we can come up with. I've done that before. Thanks, Bossy. Okay, I'm just reading chat real. All right. You could stamp on tissue or your washi paper and then collage on. That's true. That looks like a lot of stamps to me. Well, I guess everything's relative, isn't it, Dee Dee? Let's go ahead and try the cold press first. I was thinking this little guy, he's very cute. He could be holding a pumpkin. So let's look if I have like a pumpkin head. Because, you know, size is going to affect it as well. So let's see what pumpkins I have. I have that pumpkin, and that pumpkin. And this is probably the size that I'm going to need. So maybe that's where I could stamp on the washi paper and just fussy cut it. Hi, Hermie. But that's probably more the size. Oh, and the skelly, I could turn that skelly into a balloon too. Right? Right. Okay, just looking here what I got. All right, we'll leave these out because we might use those. And then I thought I would watercolor on them. Or if Amazon would deliver, maybe I could find something in their transfers to use. So I didn't track the package, so I don't know. But we'll just try. And I got to make 10. This time we're doing 10, send 10 in, get 9 back. So, and I have to say, the people who used the baseball sleeves last time, it took me just a hair longer to put the cards in and stuff like that. But I have to say, I think it's safer in the mail. Okay, that's not terrible. Let's see what he's like on the cold press, just for the heck of it. Where did I put them? He's obviously going to come out better on the hot press. And I'll do the background last. Yeah, see, he's better on the hot press, but either one I think I can make work. So let's go ahead and make a couple of him. Since I only have 4 stamps, I'm going to have to reuse some of them. For the house mouse is what I mean. You're excited to get 9 back? Yeah, you know, but I guess again, Joanne, it's all relative, because when they have to be all original. The commitment to make 10, can be quite daunting for some people. Not for you, mind you, because you could probably do 100. But and last time, I think for the America 250, I made 14 cards. But for some people, that's really, really daunting. All right, this one I'm going to put right on the edge. Is it goofed up again?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, sweetie. I really...
All right, let me go check one more time. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. It's going to be one of those days, you guys. Just one of those days. So far, they're still pretty manageable. But yeah. 109. Oh my gosh, Momo. Hi, by the way, that is brutal. All you can do then is stay inside and complain. That's what I do. Stay inside and complain. I don't know. I think I'm going to like the hot press better. So I think I'll make one on cold press, one on hot press. Yeah, they come out so much better on the hot press. So and I'm not sure what I'm going to do in the background here. So I have to stamp a second one on the hot press. Hi, Kristen. I hope I haven't missed anybody. Hi to everybody who's here. Thanks for coming. What's the difference between hot and cold press? The texture of the paper, Joanne. You can buy the same poundage in both of them, but cold press is what you see most commonly in watercolor paper, and it's the textury, the bumpy paper. So I think for watercoloring, just if I'm just watercoloring, I like the cold press better. But for something like this where I'm stamping, the stamped image works out better on the hot press than it does the cold. But whatever. It's all good. But a stamped image And I could do what Devin said. I could go ahead and stamp the image on tissue or something where it would essentially disappear. For coloring with pencils, I would say hot press is going to be better for coloring just because it's such a smooth, nice surface. Hot press watercolor paper is the closest thing I could say is it's like a Bristol finish. Hi, Fuzzy. All right, and I already did that little guy. And this one I'll have to do a different orientation, which is fine. You don't have to worry about orientation for the ATCs, just 2.5 by 3.5. And this one, obviously, his orientation is going to be laying down. It's not horrible. Not great, but not horrible. And I made 2 of each, so that's only 8 cards. So I'll have to stamp 2 more of something, depending on what the design that I end up coming up with. You guys, it's already getting toward the end of August. Can you believe that? How does that even happen? Yeah, you can see the difference in the images, how they stamp. This one is obviously a better image, but I'll make it work, or I won't. But I think you'll see the watercolor behaves different on the cold press, and it behaves, in my opinion, better. But it's just life. And I got out the grabby watercolors to use today for no particular reason other than they are an inexpensive option for watercolors. And you get 100 in this set. You can get it at Amazon, and they're grabby. And you get a really good color selection for almost no money. Okay, Momo, give me the design in your head. So that's why I chose these. Just I like to choose different ones periodically to show you guys the different options. And it does come with this little swatchy swatch card in there. But you get a really good color selection. And hi, Tracy. Let's see. Tracy Hines Saka Nanner Banana. That's cute. You know what? For an inexpensive watercolor, Marilyn, I have 0 complaints. You get a good selection of 50 just regular colors. You get fluorescent, and then you get a bunch of metallics. So if you like shimmery metallic kind of paints, you get all of that in this one set for not a whole lot of money. Just look up grabby watercolors on Amazon, and I think they still sell this exact same set. So that's what I'm going to use today. Okay, for this little guy laying down, I don't know if that's like a wand or what, but I think what I'm going to do, let me see if I've got a circle template. Okay, I'm going to draw like a balloon that's going, well, keep him just barely on the page. And I need a pen that won't bleed, so I'll use a micron. But yeah, there's quite a few brands of watercolor out there, the inexpensive watercolors that are more than acceptable. I've actually shown on stream, and I can again if you guys want me to. The Crayola, of course, Crayola doesn't sell big sets. But I've shown the Crayolas. I like the Crayolas. They're a little snottier than most of the other brands because their binder is different. But I have to say, even Crayola watercolors. Okay, that's pretty cool. Put a skeleton in a balloon. Thanks, Devin. Wonder if I let him go off the card, because I'd like a little bit more space to work with. Let me see here. His tail will go off the page. Let's just try it. Nothing gained, nothing lost. Devin is doing a fabulous job of filling in for Cat. Okay, that's not so bad. Of course, angles and everything are going to be weird, but we don't care. We don't care. We don't care. I just wanted to see the different orientation, how that would work. Where's the 5? Let's put this stamp. I don't like. And the reason I don't like it is because you've got to color the stamp or have an orange stamp pad. I like stamps that are outlines, and then I can color them in whichever way I want. Oh, you know what? Which one did I use? I used the second to the biggest. Dee Dee this morning talked about masks, and back in the day, that was just a huge thing. And maybe newer stampers. How can I not have some Post-its? Okay, there's some. I'm going to do a mask real quick so I can use an oversized stamp so you guys can kind of see how using a mask is an awesome thing. I don't want to cut on my foam, but I want the sticky part of the Post-it to hold the mask in place, because I'm not going to mask the balloon itself. I'm going to mask the outside of the balloon. And I'll show you why in just a second. It's a good way to think about how to use your stuff differently. You know, that if I have a stamp that's too big for an area that I'm trying to cram it into, I'll only use a part of the stamp. Unfortunately, this is just a circle, so it's no big deal. I turned it upside down because the sticky part was off the page. Now I'll keep that. So if I wanted to mask the balloon part and stamp outside of that, you've never heard of using masks before. Well, here you go, Joanne. This is using a mask with your stamp. So now I'm going to choose a stamp that's actually bigger than the image. or the space available. And I just picked this one because I knew it would be bigger and I can still get probably the portion of the stamp. Now, if I was really being professional here, I'd get out a stamp positioner, but I'm not going to do that because that is a big pain in the butt. Hi, Kat. I'm glad you could show up. I hope you got your computer. Did you hook it up? Is it working? I'm dying to know. Okay. So I masked off so it wouldn't stamp the image outside of the balloon. Got it? He cute. All right. So I got two of the laying down ones. I don't know which one I like better, if I like the skeleton in the balloon or the little trick-or-treater guy in the balloon. I could do a pumpkin in the balloon. I could use any of these images. Actually, I could use any image I have at this point. Because hopefully with the background and stuff, I will make it look Halloween-y. Okay, let's just go ahead and do this one. And I'll do another mask. This one will be a little bit trickier, but I won't have to be quite so careful, I don't think. Where's the sticky? The sticky is up here. Okay. And I already got a mess. Isn't this awesome? I'm going to use the scissors for this. And I don't have to be too terribly careful. This is how I fussy cut. You guys can make fun of me if you want, because I am a terrible fussy cutter. I don't like doing it. I'm not good at it. Yeah. But sometimes you just have to. That was the quick and dirty version of cutting out a mask. Oh, I don't. Where am I going to put them? I don't think I need to do that. So let's just see. Position it over what you don't want showing. And I'll pick another stamp. This is one of my favorite Halloween stamps. And I should get out. Hang on. I just don't want everything inky and stampy, so I just, because I'm going to have them going off the card. That didn't work out real great, but maybe when I get it watercolored, it'll be okay. Another thing, I can draw them in. All right, I have to go back and see what Kat says. Computer repairman gave you a lecture. Oh my gosh. Hi, Kathleen. Why did he lecture you, Kat? Did he think it was your fault? You can't break a computer, can you? All right. I may have made that too busy, but let's go ahead and try and just do a quick watercolor rather than doing all 10 of them while I'm on stream. Let's just try this one and see. If it's a bad idea, I'll be the first to tell you. Don't do this at home. You'll make yourself crazy and you'll start using all the dirty words like I do. Not a good look. All right, let's do the little mousy first. We'll do his little skin. She typed too many links. That wouldn't surprise me even a little bit, CB, that she wore out the link key. Now this is the hot press. It would be just as good if I use pencils or something like that. I just thought watercoloring sounded fun today. So here we are. Do I need to pull you guys in a little closer? I should have cut that space out around his tail, but oh well, we didn't, so who cares? Here comes Robert again. You guys, it's going to be one of those days. Not funny, CB. He was serious. Oh my gosh, why did he chew you out? What could you have done? I think this hot press is going to take a little while longer to dry too, based on what I'm seeing here. All right, I'm going to take my 02. I'm going to go ahead and draw in the rest of these pumpkins since my stamp didn't work out real great. Let me see, his eyes are... Okay, I think that'll work. Fix it right up there. Now I have to be a little bit careful so I don't get my hand in the wet paint. And this may teach me why I don't like hot press paper. You want me to pull you guys down so you can see a little better? Now I got to find focus, you freak. Focus, you freak. Is it going to do it? I tell you, the last thing I need today is another pain in my butt. I'm not kidding you. And if I didn't say hi to you, I apologize. Why is that not focusing at all? Maybe I have it too close. Let me pull out a little bit. Come on, focus, you freak. It may be as good as I'm going to get. I don't know. Kind of hard to watercolor these little images, but that's okay. Oh, I just thought of something else I can add. I can draw I don't have a stamp of it, but I can draw it. Because I'm trying to think what kind of area do I want to put him in? Just laying on the grass? Just some obscure surface? I think I know what I'm going to do. And I don't know if these will be the actual ATCs that I swap out, you guys. I just thought I showed the stamp catalog last year and I thought, well, I'll show how I use the stamps. And I used to use them far more than I do now. I will say that. But I still love them. Still love them a whole lot. But you get the idea of mask now, right? Yeah, this hot press paper is going to annoy me because that face, that part of his face, it's still wet. It takes a while to dry. So keep that in mind. Have mouse lying on leaves. That's a good idea. I could probably finagle that. I kind of dread October and the nuts falling and the leaves falling. Robert's always been so good about keeping that cleaned up. And hopefully he'll be able to do it again this year. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how things work. But I have an oak tree out front that pukes out an unbelievable amount of leaves. Well, I have a bunch of trees, but the oak tree is especially bad for acorns and leaves. But it'll be cooler then, so I may not have to be so bossy about not letting him overdo outside in the heat. That's been one of the problems this summer, is it's been so hot that I can't let him go outside. Come on, camera. You can't annoy me too. I've got enough annoyance in my life right now. Frustration. I think for the leaves, I'm trying to move to a place where nothing's wet, okay? So the leaves that are still attached to the pumpkins, I will do green. And they shouldn't affect. Oh shit, did he let the cat out? I hear him yelling, here, kitty, kitty. Hang on just a second. Yeah, well. All right. Jimmy? Huh?
Let him in?
If he wants to come in.
You wanna come in?
I don't really want him in.
Huh?
Don't let him in. I'm painting. Yep, Jimmy got to go see the outdoors. But he was really good. He didn't run off. He was just out walking. And he let me pick him up and bring him right back in. Oh my gosh. Thank you. That made me nervous, I will say. Sorry for the disruptions today, you guys. Oh, my heart's got to quit pounding. Yeah, everything's okay. I don't think he'd run off. I think he'd get nervous. He just went out under the carport. He didn't go far. He didn't run. He was just walking calmly, looking around. So yeah, it's all good. But I have to say, I got a little nervous. I'm glad I heard Robert. Who knows what would have happened? I would have probably had to kill Robert. Don't worry about it. We understand. Okay. Thanks, Terry. Yeah, I want to continue streaming, as long as I can until it just becomes apparent that Robert requires too much attention. And most of the time he's pretty good, but I think he started out crappy this morning. And I know they're just going to be days like that. I just know it. So I try not to have unrealistic expectations and continue doing the things we've always done to, as long as it's here at home. I do know that a break in our pattern really wreaks havoc. So yeah, we'll just wait and see. I'll tell you guys as time goes on how things are going. Right now, it's still A-okay. It's very manageable. For the most part, he's pretty darn agreeable, considering that I've had to limit so much, especially this summer when it's been so damn hot. So I think you could laminate your cards as long as it doesn't make them too thick. That's the thing is, now the way I'm going to make leaves, I don't know how this is going to work. So just play with me here. Yeah, I would think laminating your cards would be okay. I don't think well, you know what? I'm going to do a base coat, I think, and then I'll put stuff on top of them. As long as it doesn't add too much bulk. That's the only thing, because, and it's more for the international. I can control what I put in the internationals, but I don't like having to do that. I like just dealing them out like cards, and that's exactly how I do it. I just deal them out like cards. But then I have some that require, special handling. So yeah. But I don't know, Dee Dee, go ahead and say what you think. Do you think lamination would be okay? I don't think it would hurt anything for sure. Now, if everybody sent laminate cards, it would add quite a bit of weight and bulk. So You'd have to weigh them to make sure. That would be probably the best advice I would give as well. Is you're going to have to weigh them to make sure the postage. Because one card, in a pack of 10 is probably not going to make that big a difference. But 10 would. So, yeah. And as a rule, I do not go to the post office and weigh what I mail out. So it's up to you guys to put, the adequate postage on. So I don't know. Use your own best judgment. If I don't like it, I'll be the first to tell you. Just saying. I'm just trying to get a mixture of colors down there. Okay, no then. Thanks, Hermie. I'm glad you're agreeable. I won't have to make fun of you later. All right. That face is still just a hair wet, but let me get some little pink. That's way pink. That's all right. I like to give him little rosy cheeks and pink nose, and usually a little pink in his ears. Yeah, I'm not crazy about this hot press paper, to be honest. I'm going to make it work, but I have to say it does not behave like the cold press. I agree, Dee Dee. Probably 4 stamps should cover it, the return postage. And anything I'm not sure about, I do double check. But yeah, it's really up to you to make sure that the postage and everything is adequate. You just got up from a nap, Angie. Lucky you. I'll be okay going to bed tonight. I didn't sleep worth a darn last night. I had the weirdest dreams last night. All right, so somewhere in here, where's my 02? I'll use this. Let me make sure I don't have a stamp of this. Just go to the post office. That would be the best thing. You guys go to the post office, not me. Not seeing. God, I could have sworn I had one, but I guess I don't. Oh, this is another cute stamp I could use with one of them. All right, here we go. Oh, I didn't want to get that one out. All right, I don't have what I was thinking. I think I will put him in. Let's just say this is the horizon out here. Now it's wet, so I can't put my hand down on it. You're home today? Go lay down. Do whatever you got to do. I'm going to do this upside down. I'm going to hit it with a heat gun. And pick up the excess moisture right here, so I can put my hand down on it. Now I'm gonna have to get out my other pens, because I need a really, really fine nib pen. Like a 005. 0.05 would be good, I think. All right, who's going to be in the grave? Hi, Joe Lou. Do we want Edgar Allan Poe? And then I won't actually put dates. I'll just do little scribbles, so it kind of gives you the impression that there are dates. I don't know why this name popped in my head. This is crazy. You know what name popped in my head to do on the other one? Red Skelton. Why Red Skelton for Halloween? But I'm going to do it anyway. I don't know what Red's middle name was. Why Red Skelton? Do you often wonder why your brain works the way it works? I sure do. Maybe because it's more like skeleton. You think? I don't think my brain's that good. There's a skelly. All right, and let's just give the impression that it has some little dimension here. All right, so he's Richard Bernard Skelton. Look at Dee Dee. She either knew that or she ran and looked it up really quick. I didn't know his name was Richard Bernard Skelton. Now, I probably will go ahead and use another circle. Or, wait a minute, no, because I'm going to do that one purple. I'll go ahead and do another circle so we have a full moon, but I'll do it smaller out here. Google is my friend. There's going to be a time where we all say, Google is my brain. I have no brain. I just Google everything. I don't know anything. I just Google everything. Now, I don't know in this moon, do I want bats or do I want a witch? I think I could do a silhouette of a witch. I actually have the stamp that I can kind of use as reference. So, yeah, I have to decide. Let's see if here's a Payne's Gray. We'll do the sky. I'm going to get out a palette. I can't find a clean one. There's a clean one. I don't want it real dark. That's probably just down the road, Bossy, where we all get implants. And it'll be one of those no thinking required kind of lives. You just won't have to think at all. I think half of us are practically there already. I don't know. If you haven't seen Red to the Pledge of Allegiance to the Flag, it's worth watching. Okay. Can you remind me later, Dee Dee? Because I won't remember that. And I did start watching that video that you told me, Dee Dee, but I didn't get to the part that you told me to get to. So I can promise you, if I end up doing something like this for the ATC swaps, I will be using the cold pressed paper. I'm not liking the behavior of the paints on this hot press. And I've used hot press before, but not very often. I normally use B paper, and that's what that other is. Yeah, it's either drying too quick or staying wet too long. I'm not sure which is which. So we're going to try a Dee Dee thing here. Only I'm going to use watercolor. Well, no, I think I'll use a Q-tip. I'm just experimenting now. You did some coloring? Absolutely, Ange. We're not too difficult to get along with, but coloring is more than acceptable. All right, we're going to put some clouds going through the moon. I was going to use my finger, but I thought, nah, I better use something a little bit more controllable. Okay. Okay. That message is from you, Dee Dee? Oh, you sent it to me in a message. Okay, good. Thank you. The thing is, Ange, just don't worry so much, you know? I think all of us have been at different places, and we're all appreciative of other people's journey. So I think you're going to be far more harsh than anybody else is going to be about what you submit. In fact, I can promise you that. You're going to be far more harsh. I'm going to use a little bit of that darker brown, I think, for out here. One thing about watercolor is it is very forgiving. You can change your mind, make corrections, whatever, about halfway through, and it's okay. And if I get that leaf texture figured out, I'll add the leaves back in here. And I may not at all. I'm cramming everything on this little 2.5 inch by 3.5 inch card, man. You got pumpkins, you got house mouse, you got skellies. I haven't decided, do I want a witch or do I want bats? Bats would be easier. Just saying. You think you did a good job? Good, Ange. I like hearing you say that. Because your last ones were great. I don't know what you were being so critical about. They were awesome. And maybe after you see this mess that I'm creating, you'll go, ooh, mine are way good. These small images are a little hard to work around, I will say that. But I'll clean it up with colored pencil at the very end, so it should be fine. Oh, I know what I could do. I could put the witch in the moon, and I could do bats outside. I could cram everything in here, I'm pretty sure. And then watch, the transfers will get here, and I'll go, oh, I'd rather use the transfers. That's okay. I'm still having fun, just playing with my cards. All right, let's just see. Is that dry yet? I think that's dry enough. I could draw on it. Because I'm just doing a silhouette, so it can't be that big a dang deal, right? I hate putting my hand down when it's still kind of wet. All right, so here's the broom. That the witch is on. We draw her little dress coming down and her feet. A head and some hair flying back. That was still just a little wet to be drawn on, but that's all right. You can make Jimmy a bat, and you just start making Jimmy costumes. That's probably not going to happen. All right, what color do I want the, erase a little bit. This is not horrible, you guys, considering that I had no idea going in what I was going to do. So I'm not unhappy as of right now. All right. I think I will do the headstones in a lighter gray. I might have to darken up that sky some. I don't know. You know, in all the years that I've lived here on Monkey Island, we've never had a single trick-or-treater. Not one. I didn't know that the first year I moved here. I figured we'd have trick-or-treaters because in Boulder we had hordes of trick-or-treaters. I mean, the kids just came and came and came and came. So I prepared as if it would be a normal Halloween with kids trick-or-treating. It didn't dawn on me. Now, we had kids in the neighborhood. The Schwartz's kids were young then, so I figured at least we'd have them. But in all the years I've lived here, I've never had one single trick-or-treater. Doesn't mean I don't still buy the candy. Mary is sending me some rope, and just as soon as it gets here, I'll be sewing a lot of bowls. Oh, cool. I'm going to leave the skelly. Now, this is going to be tricky, you guys. I'm going to leave the skelly white, but I want the balloon around him. I just noticed there's only selection of like 3 purples. I think I'm going to use this brilliant green purple. That's not brilliant. There's no green in that. Or do I want to do the lilac? All right, I'll use the lilac. It's pretty. I should get you out and show you. Our daughter-in-law used to make those bowls like you make, Angie, and I thought they were very cool. And she made me a whole set of everything for the dining room table. So I got the bowls, a runner. Yeah, placemats. She did a bunch of stuff. It was very cool. And she did it in navy blue, which is my favorite color, and it went with the house really good. But yeah, those bowls and stuff are very cool to have. Yeah, this paint is a little hard to work with on this paper. And I don't think it's this paint. I think any paint would create its own set of issues. So I'll try and get one more idea done. I'm not going to get a whole heck of a lot done today, but yeah, this is coming out better than I had anticipated. I didn't know how many elements I could cram in here. Turns out you can cram in quite a bit. Okay, Joan, go have a great weekend. Beginning of the week. Go have a great week. I'm still thinking it's Sunday. Okay. Considering it's watercolor, that's probably about as good as it's going to get. And it's nighttime. So I'm probably not going to add a highlight to it or shading. This camera is really pissing me off today. What isn't pissing me off today? That would be a better question. Okay, I'm going to make a couple of, all right, I'm going to hit it with a heat gun right now. And this is not as dull as it looks on this card. The next one I'm going to do on cold press, and we'll see. I just want to be able to draw on here. If I can find my right pen again. And I have to paint the mouse still, so I'm just going to go ahead and accentuate their eyes and stuff so you can kind of get a better feel. All right, let's pick a color for the little housey house mouse. I think I'm going to go with maybe Van Dyke Brown. Let's see. And depending how it dries, I probably will do some of the more detailed stuff with colored pencil. I'm going to add some little pink to his little belly down here. And here as well. Hey, Tina. I packed a bunch of stuff in there, didn't I? And all I got to do now is figure out how I want to do these leaves. I mostly just wanted color, and probably I should have gotten out a different paintbrush, but here we are. And I don't have any stencils that small, so I couldn't stencil in. Guess you just can't have everything, huh? Needs a black cat. Well, I'll try and get a black cat on one of the other ones, Tina. I have to do 10 of these. Do I have a black cat? I should have a black cat, I think. I'll keep working on this texture. I won't make you guys watch me finish the whole thing. Oh, that's a good idea, Devin. Jimmy the lizard catcher. Now I'm going to have to call him the escapee lizard catcher. All right, we're going to try. Devin, you nutcase. See, I maybe am making it too busy now. I don't know. Hopefully it'll dry. Okay. I'm not helping anything by putting wet on wet. Yeah, that's looking like leaves a little bit. You should rename Jimmy to Harry, as in Harry Houdini. Damn cat. Wasn't the cat's fault. That was Robert's fault. What did I do with my little extra? Maybe I covered it with my phone. What did I do? There they are. All right. I'll use the... I saved these little piece of watercolor paper for those mini journals that I am bound and determined to do. So let's go ahead and I really don't want to crush this. I know I'm going to, but I don't want to do it right now. All right, let's go ahead. There's our tombstone. Compared to the tombstone, he's a very big cat. Because I'm just going to do the cat silhouette. You guys are going to see what a horrible artist I really am. Jimmy has big ears. Jimmy's just a fat freaking cat. And it's my fault. I should have done the lizard green. I know how I can do that. Hang on. You won't see his body where he's in Jimmy's mouth. Where'd you get that piece of paper from? Right behind me. All right, somewhere here. Well, you know what will work? Hey, right here in front of me. Come on. I still love these crazy Langau pens. That one's not wanting to work with me right now, but we'll find one that is willing to. Can you see that, Bossy? Okay. Here's what we'll write on the. Don't be surprised, Bossy, if I don't make one. I don't know if I have room for lizard there. I'm going to move it down a line. I just named him Larry. I need a little bit bigger lettering here. I don't even know what day he ate the lizard, but I'm just going to say it was like the 24th. Lizard got to live 12 days. There you go, Bossy Butt. Larry the lizard. We all have fond memories of Larry the lizard. I have fond memories of the lizard's tail laying on the tile floor, flopping around. So freaking primitive. Here's Jimmy with the lizard. That may have to go to Bossy Butt. I may have to make her one. That may be the whole damn ATC card. All right, let's get a cold press card out here. What did I do with them? Because I'm sick of those hot press cards. It was a great idea, though. Don't hate me for trying. But I have to say, I'm not a fan. Not a fan, not a fan. All right, we did the one of him laying down. Let's do one of this little guy. God, I have a mess here. And I want him daytime or nighttime. See, Halloween to me, I always think of as nighttime. But it's hard to work with nighttime. Okay. I got an idea now. Okay. If I can do, let's see. I'm not a fan, not a fan. All right. This house mouse is unbelievably
attempting to reach
talented.
you on your cellular device.
Don't want to talk to you. Do one low. One high. And one coming back down. Let's see the 05. This is a house mouse. Juggling pumpkins. Now I just have to figure out a good Halloween background. All right. He could be juggling next to a cauldron. I just got out things that I thought I could use in scenery. Well, another thing I could do is, all right, I might have to cut another mask because we can have another pumpkin down here at his feet. I had no clue I was going to do a lesson in mask stamping today. And I don't mind masking stuff that is easy to cut out. It's the stuff that's a pain to cut out that I just go, oh my God, don't make me do it. But a pumpkin isn't hard. Okay, and I don't have to worry about that little vine that's sticking out. Okay. Oops, sorry, you guys couldn't see. Move it up a little bit. They just moved my nephew out of intensive care after 5 weeks. Oh, Dorothy, that's awesome. 5 weeks in ICU. Oh, that's a bad day in the UK. All right, now we'll put a little cauldron over here. I'm going to have to darken that with a pen, but that's no big deal. See how you can just kind of layer things with a mask? All right, let's choose a horizon. The horizon will be down low this time. What did Joanne, was it Joanne that said a starry sky? Hi, Beth. Dorothy, that's great news. All right. Just thinking. If I want to do a starry night, see, if I wanted a starry night, I do that sky back here in dark blue, but then you won't be able to see my movement, to indicate that he's juggling the pumpkins. But I guess I could go over the blue with white to create the same marks. So since we're just experimenting. Another thing I thought about doing, not necessarily today, but I was laying in bed thinking last night about what I might want to do on stream. And now watch how the paint will behave so differently on the cold press. Well, if I do it light like that, I might get away with it. But I was thinking, I have these acrylic markers, as I'm sure we all do because we've bought them all. We've been enabled. And I was thinking, I need to do a stream doing something with acrylic markers. Because I think we have these supplies that we probably don't utilize as good as we could, you know? And I was thinking I could actually be using the acrylic markers on these as well. Maybe not for the whole thing, but for parts of it, you know? This cold press, see how it moves the paint better. That's all I can say, is it moves the paint better. I'm gonna have to move it upside down, keep my hand out of the wet paint. So I'm gonna have to come up with something here pretty quick where I can do a acrylic marker stream, so we can use acrylic markers differently. Or in a project, you don't have the markers, you don't draw. Acrylic markers have, I think, a lot of uses. I don't think I use them as much as I could or should or would like to, actually. I think my problem is I just have my favorite things, and I'm always drawn to them. My first choice will always be a Prismacolor colored pencil, always. But yeah, I would like to come up with a project where we can use the acrylic. Yeah, do the movements with the Panda Fly pens. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, Bossy. And I might end up using the Langau pens, like on the mouse's hair. So you can see that he's fluffy. A little bit of this paint goes a long, long way. So, you don't get a lot of paint in the grabbies, and you can't order replacement, but like this paint goes a long, long way. See how everything just looks more even on this than it did on the hot press? Maybe that's why I just never use it, is because I learned that once before and forgot it. I don't know. But the paint does behave a whole lot better on this. Now, let's do something else. And it's better while it's still wet. See over here where it's pretty dry? I think I'm going to go over that a little bit quicker. And now if I wanted to add a moon or something, I probably would have to do it on separate paper and collage it on. But I think what I'm going to do is take a napkin or a tissue or something, go ahead and make it look like, clouds in the night sky. Just make it a little irregular. Let's go ahead. I should be able to paint the house mouse now. Oh, I didn't clean my brush very good. Got blue in my peach color. Yikes. Cleaning it out. My bad. All right, let's get his skin colors first. Painting a little bit close there, but hopefully it'll be okay. If not, I'll cuss at you guys and make excuses for my ignorant self because I actually know better. I just don't follow the rules very well. Kind of been the story of my life. But I don't know if you guys can tell how differently the paint is behaving. On the different papers. I sure can. And I don't think it's because of what I'm used to. I really don't. I think the papers just behave really differently. Little ghosties in the sky, Marty. That would have been a good thing too. I could go back in with a white pen, white acrylic pen now, and draw little ghosties in the sky. So I guess part of what I'm doing today is to indicate that you'd be surprised what you can do to make a non-Halloween stamp into something Halloweenish. Marty, I cried over something he was talking about. Yikes. Don't tell me about it. Now we'll go ahead. And this is one of those places. Getting, excuse me, getting solid black on watercolor is so hard. And I think that's why a lot of times watercolor professionals will tell you, don't use the black that comes in your paint set. And for the most part, I would agree. The blacks in the paint sets are pitiful. You can't ever get a real black unless you mix your own or just use ink. That's what I finally come to, is just use ink. I'm using the watercolor, but watch when it dries. It'll be a dark gray for sure. But you'll never ever get a good black watercolor. All right. And isn't this stuff that comes out of, well, I guess, see how indecisive I am. Let's go ahead and do okay, I'm going to cheat on the pumpkins. Rather than try and do all the little squirrely stuff like this, I think I'm going to go ahead and paint the pumpkins all orange. Their eyes, their mouth, their everything. They're just going to be big orange blobs. And then I'll go back in later and put in the yellow eyes and the black and the different colors with the Langau pens. All right. I'm going to hit it with a heat gun since it should be dry enough, but let's don't tempt fate. All right. Let's go. Mixed media. They're just going to be big orange blobs right now, and I'll go back in and detail them later. Because all this finicky painting is getting on my last nerve. And my nerves were not that great to begin with today. Just saying. Juggling pumpkins. This one actually is much easier than the other one because there's less elements. But we could put ghosties in the sky. Or I could cut out a moon and put that in. All right. I need a lime green for the poison in the cauldron. I'm kind of lazy. I don't much like, yeah, see, I don't either, especially on stream, Marty. I'm more inclined to do it when I'm sitting here alone, when I can get up and go do something while I wait for something to dry. But when it's on stream, it's really a pain in the neck to do finicky painting because you don't have the drying time. And yeah, it's just kind of a pain, but it's okay. Make it work. Just make it work. Oh, I forgot to do that pumpkin. I'll do him. I'll do him the same way. Who hit Janet's buttons? Did I have buttons? Oh, you mean my patience today? Yeah, I don't have patience today. And I can tell you exactly who pushed my buttons. His name starts with Robert and ends with Vaughn. It's just one of those days, you guys. And I will admit that some days I'm a whole lot more patient than I am others. And it's really something I've been working on because I need a lot of patience. There are no rules, no Marty. And if there were rules, we would break them. Ain't nobody got time for rules. Okay, and I think I'll do, rather than doing the leaves, or how could I do the leaves that would be easy? Because I don't mind the way this looks, but it's kind of a pain. Look at what I did on that one. I goofed up. Oh, well. All right, let's start with which color did I use? I think I used the burnt umber to get the base coat down for and see, I've got to dry it. Working small like this means you got to dry a lot. Get back over here. I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and do the ground, just this burnt umber color. And then I'll go back in. I think I'm going to do all the detail with the Langau pens. And then I can draw the little leaves. That would probably be better. Now you can't hardly see his little feet because the colors are so close. We'll fix it. I hope. Oh, that's black. I got to go back in there and do that in black. The cold press is definitely preferable, you guys. I can get it to lay kind of flat, you know. Wine is cheaper than drugs. Well, there you go. What'd Beth say? You take drugs for that? Usually I'll just avoid. Avoidance works great for me. This is part of the cauldron that I miss. So I'm just going back in and putting it in. And the stem of the pumpkin I'll just do with the langau. All right, let me get the house mouse. We'll do him in just plain old brown. And you guys, I'm going direct from the palette on these paints. I figured for such small areas, I didn't really need to put a palette together. So, but I try and avoid doing that because it's harder to control the strength of your colors and you'll end up making a mess, which is probably all I've done today, actually. That's okay. And I think as a reward for today, because I have to say today has been very stressful with my internet not working at Dee Dee's and Robert getting ready to make me punch him in the face. I think I'm going to get in the car when I'm done here and go get dinner out. I'm not even going to try and cook something because if that pisses me off, we may never eat again. Just saying. How about that? It's just been one of those days. Look at Kat getting the Langau pens. Hopefully they'll work good on this. All right. Oh, I didn't get that area inside his tail. Okay, hang on. I don't very often do that, Joanne. I always think it's just easier to fix something at home and be done with it. And most days it is. I don't mind. Well, I hate it. Let's be honest. We saw a guy the other day, and I'd heard it before, but it just reminded me, that said, did you ever think that adulting was just worrying about what you're going to eat for dinner for the rest of your life? And I thought, that's what I do. That's what I do every day. That's all I do. Worry about what we're going to eat, you know? Marty's going to sit on cat. All right, let me get, well, I can, let's do it with watercolor. I think it's a little easier to control. But yeah, that's what adulting is. Spending the rest of your life worrying about what you're going to eat for dinner. And because we had so many kids, I just felt like my whole life was nothing but worrying about what somebody else was going to eat. Did I ever realize that my life would consist of worrying about other people's stomachs morning, noon, and night? Hey, Laverne. I think I would have protested. Okay. I think for right now, the rest of what I'm going to do, I will do with pens. This was a fun experiment, if nothing else. Let's get. And Dar just put in the link for the Langau pens, and they're just gel pens. But the beauty of these, and Dee Dee saw them first and turned me on to them, is you can treat them like watercolor. So let me find a card here. And I'm sure you guys have seen it, but I'll go ahead. Oops. Where's those little scraps that I had? Oh my God. This place is such a mess. Devin, how did you let it get such a mess? But anyway, and I don't really like to use my good paintbrush for this, but if you catch it before it dries, you can move it. And I have to say that is one of the awesome advantages of these Langau pens. After they're dry, they don't move anymore. But if you catch them while they're still kind of moist, yeah, you can move them. And that is a really cool advantage to these kind of pens. You can kind of blend them out really nicely. So I'm not sure that I'm going to do that. And the color selection is awesome. You get a ton of colors. See on that, I'm just going to add a little bit of water to get rid of the white. Okay, that is dry. I'm going to go ahead and use the same green. It'll write. There's places where I have thick watercolor here that it's not wanting to write well. That's why I scribble it off on another paper. But I just want to make this look like it's bubbling, like it's a bubbling cauldron. And as soon as that dries, it will stay put. But you get a ton of colors. This is 02. Let's go ahead and do the black. It's about time for a new set of microns, I think. I buy new ones all the time. All the time. Where's that stamp so I can kind of see? I'm not going to be going over this with water. So I'm going to try this pen. And I'm choosing the pen based on the nib size. So I have more control. We'll see how well the yellow pen will work. Might be a little hard against that orange. If the Langwell doesn't work, the acrylic definitely will. It's not so much cooking that irritates me, it's the cleanup afterward. These aren't the leave it to beaver days anymore. And I will admit, I'm a very clean cook. I clean as I go. So usually when dinner is ready, there isn't, other than, the pan that I used or something, but there isn't much cleanup left. And I have to say, Robert is still really, really good about cleaning up. So, so that isn't so much a problem for me. And actually, I kind of like knowing that the kitchen is really good and clean before I go to bed. So that doesn't bother me. It's the, what are we going to eat? Yeah, just the whole planning what to eat, the time it's going to take. I'm just such a whiner. But to give Robert credit, he is probably the most appreciative person when it comes to a meal. I never, ever feed him that he doesn't thank me, tell me how good it was. And some nights I know it's crap. I mean, I know it. Pots, pans, silverware. Yeah, throw all that crap in the dishwasher. Get on down the road. I'm going to accentuate his little belly button. And where's that brown? But you know what? This is really how I feel about things. If that's all I've got to whine about, my life is going pretty damn good. Hi, so much. And that's really how I feel, honestly. If that's all I've got to whine about, yeah. Because I never have to worry about, whether or not we can eat. That's a given, so I need to cool my jets and go, girl, you need to be a little bit more grateful for your circumstances, because there's literally not anything that if I want it, I can't have it, so A lot of what I whine about are totally first world problems. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to try. I bought these awesome, and I showed them to you guys when I bought them. These Sharpie creative markers. These bad boys are truly the bomb. And I don't use them that much. But I know the yellow is going to work on these. Oh, that one got a little thick. The reason I turn the card is so that I can see what the hell I'm doing. And then I clean it up. My phone's setting me up for failure. That's a bad day in America. For the most part, that came out pretty good. Now, this little detail stuff can get very just niggly, you know? Let's get out the white panda fly and replace the movement lines. One thing about drawing on top of the watercolor with a white pen is depending on how much pigment you have sitting there, the white pen may absorb some of it. So may not stay as bright a white as you might want, but it's all good. That came out cute. Oops, I gotta fix that. Come on. Pandified pens are the absolute bomb. Now, I think it was Joanne said something about putting stars in the sky. And I think use the Sharpie again. You know what? Use the yellow. Don't use the white. Use the yellow for some twinkling stars out here. Just random. And I could add a moon. I could add a ghosty. What else? I should have made a list of all the different Halloween. We'll add a few little white ones too. This white tip is a little bit finer than that yellow. I'm so bad on tips, you guys. I trash them out horribly. And I think there's a lunar eclipse 4 days from now, I think. Look it up. See if you guys have a lunar eclipse. The 28th and the 29th, I think. And if you're in the United States and Canada, apparently it's supposed to be really, really good viewing. Let's see how this will work. Some poisonous gases escaping from there. All right, what else do you guys think I should add? Excuse me. You need some shooting stars. Oh, Joanne, look at you being flipping brilliant. Let's see, we could have one. I actually want the lines going a different way than the juggling lines. So let's just make a little star. Dee Dee is way better at that than I am. That one's not bad though, right? You are on it today, Joanne. Actually, Joanne, I'm going to give you credit. You're on it more often than you're not. I'm just saying. You have very creative ideas and you're good about sharing. Is that okay? Does that get the idea across? Just a gold border? You need a gold border? Let's give that a try real quick. We can get the gold out. I don't have a gold pen like Dee Dee has. I have to use this. But that's okay. I don't mind. I'll just do it with my finger. Because I don't have a cotton ball or anything else around here. So let's just... And I'll do the back. I'll probably paint the back black and add, my name and stuff on it. A black border would have been okay for this too, but Terry said gold, and I'm afraid not to do what Terry tells me. She's an ocean away, but I really think she could kick my ass given an opportunity. think I'll do that other one, a black border. But with the blue sky, I like the gold border. Would I really? You would. Until it came to talking, and then I'd talk your head off. Pen work on the mouse to better define. Yes, CB, I agree with you. And I think I will use that gold dries really quick, so you don't have to worry so much about getting your hands out in it. I normally do this with colored pencil, but since I did the Langau pens, I'll just use them. It's easier to do more subtle detail with the pencils for sure, but this is okay. Is that better, CB? Now soften it a little with the water that's left in the brush. And I probably need to go around his face with black. Okay, that better, CB? Yeah, the gold really was a good idea. Put some darken those stars a little bit. Make them a little bigger. Yeah, the gold was a good idea. I'll never get this damn camera to focus. Come on, focus, you freak. Let me get. See, now I could sit here and actually dink around with this crazy thing the rest of the day. But to give the pumpkins, and I just had this pencil out, was why I picked it up. And maybe you guys can't even tell the difference. I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know if these will be my actual ATCs or if I'll end up using whatever comes from Amazon if they ever freaking decide to deliver today. Let's just go check real quick. You know what? I think I'm hearing, oh, nope. They're all expected tomorrow. We're very sorry your delivery is late. Yep, not going to be here today. Bummer, dude. That's all right. I forgot the little stalks on the pumpkins. You're right. I did. I'll do them brown like I did that one. The green might be good too, though, but the stalks are usually brown unless they're brand new fresh. And these guys have already been carved up. Look at my hand. Oh, yeah, because I wiped my hand off. I think that stuff comes off pretty easily in water, so it's all good. Not worried about it. That's the worst thing that's on my hands or gets in my mouth today. We're lucky. So I'm going to make myself a couple notes because what you guys said, ghosties in the background would be a good thing. Obviously the bats, witches, what else? The cauldron, obviously. You forgot. Okay. Eagle eye. Yeah, Terry definitely always points out. This one definitely needs a lot of detail work, but that's okay. I'll get on it. I will get on it. Since it's dry now, I don't mind drawing on it. I'm going to go over this with water. So, spread it out a little bit. Well, I really thought this hot press paper would work better. I really did. I guess I just forgotten because this really isn't the first time. I don't have a lot of it, so I don't use a lot of it. Mummies. So yeah, I probably just spaced out that I probably have never liked it. But I know for stamping, the cold press is a little bit hard to get a really good clear image. So I'm just picking up some of that pigment there that I had on his cheek. I think that's the paper. I honestly do. Yeah, I could do a lot of touch up on him. This reminds me of the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Yeah, but him watching on my iPhone. Vampire. I don't think I would draw a vampire. If I don't have a vampire stamp, I'm not going to sit here and draw a vampire. Jimmy. What about Jimmy? Jimmy McJimmy. I probably won't put stars in the sky of this one or anything. I'm darkening up the image a little bit because it's stamped so crappy. Oh, Jimmy is a black cat element. Okay, I'll put Jimmy on there. Jimmy McJimmy. Where did I put that little card that I made? Rest in peace, Larry the Lizard. Well, Candy, yeah, duh. I actually have a really cute trick or treat. Well, this one's really cute that I already stamped, but I have another really cute trick or treater. But see, I did him on that hot press paper, so I just don't think I'm going to fight with that. Or if I do end up doing that, I won't do it with watercolor. I'll just do it with acrylic pens, or probably, knowing me, I'll go straight for Prismacolor pencils. That's what I'll do. And I try and keep the masks with the stamps. So, but yeah, I did stamp out a bunch of these. So, and this one, I'm not sure what I was doing. I was thinking this one was more, like I would have to draw the pumpkin, but do like the mouse holding the great pumpkin. Because I hadn't really matched up the house mouse stamps with the stamps out of the Halloween drawer. So, all right, those are hot press, and I'm really going to either Prismacolor those or not use them at all. How about that, sports fan? Yep, cold press always works better. It really does. The hot press annoyed the hell out of me. And I think I stamped out 10 of each. No, I just did 8 of each. 2 of each of the stamps. So I should have another one over here. There it is. All right, you guys. I'm about ready to call it a day. I don't know if these will actually be my ATCs for giveaway. We'll just have to wait and see. Whatever I feel like later. But I got a mess here to clean up. So thanks for hanging out with me. This one I think is way cute. I do like this one. I will say that. So I'm going to call it a day. I know your time is valuable, and I very much appreciate you spending it with me. Yeah. And don't forget, if you're going to post your ATCs, use hashtag Halloween ATC 2026. And then you search for that hashtag, and you'll be able to see what everybody's created in case you miss them on your feed. So, all right, I'm out of here, you guys. Thanks a lot. Love you. See you. Bye.